Sevastopol's a supply depot in the region. It's a permanent free port facility.
I know what it is.
Transit's arranged. There's a courier ship called the Torrens heading out that way in 2 days. We're going to travel out.
We?
Me and another exec. And you, if you're willing. Look, Ripley, when this job came across my desk, I read the case history. I know why you're working in the region where she went missing. You're still looking, aren't you? I've been cleared to offer you a place on the Torrens if you want to come along. Maybe there'll be some closure for you.
No. I know I didn't say anything for a while because it was the middle of a cutscene, but if you really want to get a good, what to expect from the overall gameplay is it's not going to be Alien Isolation, but it's going to be similar. Like, obviously the movement is going to be more fluid, but the aspect of the seamless transitions of being able to hide under beds and whatnot, that's going to be a thing. There are no vents, but it kind of blends. If you've ever played the game or seen gameplay of Dying Light or Mirror's Edge Catalyst, it's there is parkour, but it's not full. It's more like a little bit more of an advanced form of clambering, vaulting, similar to Call of Duty, but in that regard. And Alien Isolation here, I am playing on Nightmare mode. Now, I already beat this on Nightmare mode before, but it it's hard at first. What's the sucky part about it is that there's no achievement for completing the game on this mode, because the mode didn't exist when the game came out. It was added as a DLC later. But the crazy thing is that this game is 11 years old. It came out in 2014. And it looks real. It looks like, look at the graphics, look at the materials just on this. Even that fine detail, like just the straps. Even just the way the light interacts with the plastic. And even just these lights, even just this, the lettering and everything, this looks real. It's like, it looks so good. Like this game actually looks better than most games today.
Ah, Ripley.
Samuels, did you wake up early?
Well, I don't really need as much sleep as the rest of you. I was just inspecting the Torrens facilities. A well-maintained ship. I realize it's a very similar model to...
The Nostromo.
Yes, M-Class. A later pattern, but close in spec.
I've worked engineering jobs on ships like this.
Of course. Is Taylor up yet? She's not a seasoned traveler. Hypersleep may have been punishing for her.
Haven't seen her. I'll go check on her.
You should probably get changed, Ripley. Verlaine will be calling us soon.
Right now my phone is just charging. Which means, because for whatever reason the second monitor I have doesn't necessarily work every time. In this game, what's nice about this is it is true first person. I think there's going to be 4 maps of the base mode at launch. Then there's going to be about... There's going to be 3 maps for the other mode, the alternate mode. Now...
Taylor, good morning.
Ripley, it's certainly not good. I very much doubt it's morning either. Sorry.
No, I don't want to
I feel like
reveal
death.
the alternate
I don't know
mode
how you people put up with
just
hypersleep
yet,
regularly.
because there's something so
You get used to
unique
it.
that hasn't really quite been done before, and even the base game, what I'm doing hasn't really quite been done before either, but I've just been designing stuff.
Have you seen Samuels? He's probably been up for hours.
All personnel to the bridge, approaching Sebastopol Station.
Looks like we're up.
Like even like just the design of this game.
Hope you all had a restful journey.
The Torrens is in very good order for an old M-class captain.
She was a wreck when I bought her. Took a few years and a lot of contracts to refit. She pays for herself now.
You said we're approaching Sevastopol Station. Are we docking?
I believe your contact is Marshal Waits, is that right? I'll hail Sevastopol and arrange boarding with him.
Good. Let's get this done.
Don't worry, Miss Taylor. Routine. In and out. Connor, how we doing?
SMG loaded and calibrated. Approach vector locked.
Prep comm so I can say hello.
Channel open, Captain.
Does everyone have their briefing documents?
You can watch the approach on the monitors.
The fact that even the cutscenes look way
Can we
better
see
than
it?
today is crazy.
Switch to monitors. Sevastopol Station.
Is that damage?
It looks like damage.
Punch up 74, tight angle.
Looks like the dry dock bay is screwed.
I can't bring the Torrens into that.
This is the commercial vessel Torrens out of St. Clair, registration number MSV7760, calling Sevastopol Traffic Control. We're carrying 3 passengers on a whale
And Yutani Bond, you're holding the Nostromo flight recorder unit. We request immediate permission to transfer the passengers portside over.
This Waits, Colonial Marshal, Sebastopol Station. Serious situation.
Hello, Marshal? Marshal, this is the Torrens. Say again? The station's comms seem pretty screwed up, so I fitted Samuel's suit with a radio booster. I can only keep the Torrens in transit for 24 hours.
You'll have heard from us by then.
Safe trip.
Stand by. My contract doesn't cover bloody spacewalks. It's the only option, and it's perfectly safe if you do what I tell you. Depressurizing. Fuck. Hating this. Just shadow me, Taylor. You too, Samuels.
Affirmative.
Fuck happened here? My God, Ripley. You're doing good, Taylor. Just keep moving! Taylor, Ripley, hold on! Samuels! Taylor! Respond! Anybody! Okay.
No. I do have a couple maps that actually that are planned to function gameplay wise very similar. Very similar. I haven't played this in so long.
This'll help.
Like the seamless transition right here. Still want to go through here.
Hello? Anyone here? Here.
Just the sky boxes and the set pieces. They're actually very well designed. Look how cool is this? This really looks so much better than most games today. Like, just the glass, like the scope of just the scope of this room.
Josiah Sig Suites, named to honor the founder of the Seeks Incorporation, houses the workers and families living on Sevastopol, as well as providing executive suites for traveling businessmen.
What you don't see in games anymore is, look, see the light swings? It says actually hooked onto something right there. And also the metal cage. You see the shadows, like the soft shadows. It casts the soft shadows from this. See? You don't see that anymore. And this game came out in 2014. Even look at this. The light behind it, and it casts these shadows. This is essentially the, visually, I'm going for photorealism, and I'm gonna have this level of lighting detail.
This whole damn place is falling apart.
And we're gonna have all the stuff. Like as an example, you see this? You see the lighting here? The lens flares, the way that casts the shadows from the bars, from the individual bars. That's what I like about this game.
need this more than you do.
Stay still.
Okay. Okay.
Now, turn around. Come on!
I'm Ripley.
Where'd you come from? Ripley?
Off station. A ship.
There's no ships here!
There are now.
Well, that's good news, because things are not so good here. Something blue just now. Rocked this whole place.
I saw it.
But lady, that's the least of our problems.
Yeah?
Yeah. Something's on this station. Something you wouldn't believe.
Like what?
A killer. You get it?
Okay. Okay. What's your name?
Axel.
I was boarding with 2 colleagues. EVA. We got separated by the blast. Can you help me find them?
Why?
Because you seem to know your way around.
No, I mean, why? What's in it for me?
A place on the ship.
How do I know I can trust you?
I need to find comms. I need to contact my ship.
This is your lucky day.
Let's go, sweetheart. Seeks and Comms is in the Systex Spire. It's quite a distance, but we can get to a transit through the freight area. Watch yourself. We can get into all sorts of trouble there, okay?
Was that you following me back there?
Had to keep my distance. Can't take any chances. Stick close to me.
What?
Hey, don't move.
Okay. We're not looking for trouble. Who are you?
I'm John. This is Ringo.
They're just some assholes. We haven't got time for this. Come on, Jana.
We're trying to get to comms. Can you help us?
We don't need their help.
Don't tell them anything. Look, I've got the elevator working. Jana, let's go, okay?
I'm sorry. Good luck.
What the hell was that about? Why are you so damn aggressive?
Everyone's running shit scared, keeping to their own. Safer that way. I hope this ship of yours is the real McCoy. Hold up. Let me get the elevator. Allow me. Place is old. Needs a special touch. Well, what are you waiting for? Hit the button.
I'd appreciate it if you told me what the hell was going on. Right now.
Listen, darling. When we get to the ship, we can kick back, braid each other's hair, and chat all you want.
Yeah, when we get to my ship. I need to know what's going on. Right fucking now.
Fine. Like I said, there's a killer.
A killer? What does that even mean?
I ain't seen it, but it's here. Picking us off one by one.
What are you saying? A psycho? A person?
No, something else. A monster.
We shouldn't have done that back there.
We need to move.
I know we're hungry,
This way.
but...
Get down.
This is bullshit, man. We should be looking for a way off.
Are you crazy? There's no way off. At least we're safe down here.
For how long? What if they come for us?
Then we shoot the crap out of them. Now shut up. You're making me nervous.
Trouble. We'll have to go round them. Follow me.
Friends of yours?
I've had run-ins with those guys before. They don't like strangers, even nice guys like me.
I'm shocked.
I ain't pulling your chain, darling. You want to go and say hello? It's your funeral. Those guns aren't for show.
Someone should be doing something.
They are. It's called surviving. Everyone's turning on each other. The fear, it makes people crazy.
I've noticed. You've been living here?
What can I say? My butler's on holiday. Grab what you need. You don't know when you'll get another chance. Been hunkered down here for a week now, waiting for a ship. Waiting for you, I guess. It can get pretty dark around here. You should take that flashlight over there. Make sure you're stocked up on batteries. Just be careful not to flash it around. We don't want to get caught. Let's go. This way.
What now?
I'll watch the vent. There's another vent round here somewhere. I marked it so I wouldn't forget it. How about you look around? We're not going anywhere until you find that vent.
Axel, is this it?
Hold on. I'm coming. I knew it was here somewhere. See? Got it covered. Come on. It's not smart to stay here too long.
Is the way everyone travels around here?
Just those that want to stay alive, sweetheart. Torrens, so that's your ship, huh? Quiet. I hear something.
Yeah, I hear you. Will do. Gotta go meet the others. Something's going down.
There's always something going down.
Come on. We don't want to piss him off. How you holding up? You okay?
Follow me. Okay, gotta be quiet here. Don't shine that flashlight. Hold up.
What's the emergency? Someone else has been here. Everyone, stay alert. Keep your guns tight. Shoot anyone you don't know. Stick around while I check our stock.
We've got to sleep soon. I can't hack much more of this.
It just turned itself off? No. Somebody's here.
Check it out. Everyone with me.
Doesn't seem to be broken.
How would you know, Einstein?
If the generator had blown, there'd be
Nice
smoke.
work, Ripley.
Well,
This way.
not working.
Let's keep it down. They're still close by. Follow me.
Find the switch and start again.
How much further?
Nearly there. Transit's just up ahead. Let's just hope your ship's still there. Sevastopol not quite what you're expecting, eh? I'm not even supposed to be here. My shipping out papers were for a week ago. It's powered down. The assholes have cut us off. Got it. We need to activate both consoles at the same time to open it. I'll do this one. You go to the one on the other side.
Okay.
Ready. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Axel, behind you.
Fuck you! Get here now! I've got the thieving son of a bitch!
Fuck.
Let's go. The others are on their way. We need to go! Now!
Hey, you bastard!
Move it!
Shoot him! Shit, I think he's dead. They killed him.
Come on!
You killed that guy!
Because he was going to kill me, you saved my life. This is about survival. Do you understand? You hear something? I hear something.
Axel?
Fuck have I got on me?
What the hell was that thing? I keep moving.
Serving Seegson Communication Technologies, Tech Support Services, and Gemini Exoplanet Solutions.
Now, almost every map is going to have a day and night cycle, except the fourth map is not going to have a day and night cycle because it's completely indoors. And yes, the reason why I'm so secretive about the fourth map is I will give you a little hint. If you ever played the Dino Crisis games, you may be able to figure it out. The thing is, the creature team does have respawns, but they only they can only have about 2 or 3. Meaning they can be killed, but thing is, you can't just go blasting raptors and Rexes willy-nilly because if you fire one shot, that sound is going to travel for a long time, meaning that it quite literally forces you to make a decision, to make a choice. And and the choices being, do you hide from a Raptor player, or do you risk shooting the Raptor player and potentially alerting half of their team or every teammate they have nearby within a certain radius, because that's going to travel quite a ways away and their teammates are going to be able to hear the direction of it. So like it forces you to make these decisions of like, do you risk shooting them, or do you just wait and let them search the area while you stay and hide, and you just wait until they leave? It's like, do you wait until they leave, or do you go ahead and shoot them? Because this game actually really punishes you for ganging up on them. Because this is not Dead by Daylight. This is not Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is not Friday the 13th, the game. You cannot gang up on them. You can try, but it's not going to end well for you. Because if you gang up on, let's say, a Raptor player, they can simply call their other teammates to come over, and let's say if you shoot them and you just start whirling on them and whatnot, their other teammates could hear that, and then they're gonna show up. Thing is, if one Raptor player is in distress and one teammate hears the commotion and comes over to like investigate just to see what's going on, it's gonna draw more attention, because next thing you know, a third one's gonna show up wondering what the second player is all interested in, and then a fourth player is gonna see the 2 other people, and then they're gonna come over, and it creates a cascade effect. Where basically, if all of them are on you, you are just not going to survive.
Stay back! Shit! Guys, over here! Someone's here!
I'm gonna rewire this. Now, so there's many different places to hide. Like, there's not just beds or the simple lockers, but there's also logs that the player can fall inside of.
Access to her. She was trying to hack the elevator's security. Circuits are fried. Easy fix. Just need to find a new data set.
She was right here.
Maybe she was just scavenging like us.
Do you really want to take that chance?
Okay. We find her, kill her.
I can barely remember a time when we haven't been neck deep in this bullshit.
Wait. I thought I heard something.
For a long time, but I'm gonna go ahead and kind of play a different game. Because essentially what I'm effectively going to have is that streams, I'm gonna end it soon anyways, but effectively what there's going to be is it's a 12v7, meaning it's 12 creature players and 7, but the way it's designed is they all cannot be raptors, they all can't be Rexes. No, it's where, I guess similarity-wise, of how in the Evil Dead the game or TCM there are no duplicates, meaning if you pick one character then another player can't pick the same character to play as. And my game is actually pretty much the same with the survivors anyways, but with the dinos and whatnot. I often call them creature players because it's not just Rexes. It also includes stuff from the Permian too, such as the Inotransevia and the Ankylosaurus that I'm going to be adding. But essentially, the way the team is designed is that there's 3 small, there's 3 aerial, there's 2 medium. So it's basically essentially there's one alpha, there's a Rex. So there's alpha, then there's a Rex, a Spino. Those 2 would be considered Titan class. Then you have like the Stratosaur, which are the mid-size, Stratosaur or Majungasaurus. And then you can have basically the 3 raptors, so, and then 3 Pteranodons, even though that's along the S range of, I'm counting, when I first said there's an alpha, there's a Rex, there's 2 classes, and then there's 2 mid-size, 3 raptors, and then it'd be 12 players. So essentially, the way that the creature team is going to function is actually, this takes inspiration from the infection game mode from Halo Reach, where essentially a random player will be selected to be the alpha on the team. Now the alpha player will specifically be kind of a hybrid. They'll have certain abilities that none of the other creature players have, and they can mean not only are they a little faster, they're stronger, and they recover more, meaning they're essentially kind of the deadliest of the group. So I guess it's more like not a jack of all trades, but a jack of most, but a master of none. Now, the Spino, obviously is semi-aquatic, so you will be able to hide underneath the water in lakes and rivers as the Spino. You can also ambush people as Spino. The Rex, though, is going to be the most dangerous and the most deadly, because the Rex is going to actually be able to track you just about anywhere in the map. But it's slow. It can run, meaning it has a really low stamina when it's sprinting, meaning it can't sprint for very long, but it can essentially track you, meaning if that player basically gets a hint off of you, you may be able to outrun them sometimes, but you'll never be able to truly hide from them unless it rains in the game, or if you can find certain items just in the buildings. So it creates a situation of like, you go into a building, you close the doors and whatnot, you lock it, and then a couple minutes later, you look out the window and it's right there in the tree line, just staring at the building. Now the Carnotaurus is the chaser. It's not as strong as the Rex, meaning it has a lesser bite force. It's not as destructive. It can't easily destroy walls like the Rex can. Yes, the game will have destructible environments, but not every building can be leveled. Only small structures can be destroyed. But the Carno is the fastest in the game, meaning you can hide from the Carno, but you can't outrun the Carno. Like, if that player catches you in an open area and there's nowhere to hide, there's no barriers and whatnot, you're pretty much screwed. Now, the way the master designs this, the island map it has a lot of tree coverage, so and some open spaces. So the island map is kind of like a blend of all, meaning that Pteranodon players, Pterosaur players, they can essentially fly up. I mean, they cannot see down through the tops of the trees, but they can easily spot people in open areas, in clearings. So it's like, then players, if they don't want to be caught by the Pterosaur players, then they move through the forest. Well, the thing is, with the forest, the raptors can easily hide in the bushes and things like that. But the survivor players also can hide in the bushes too. I mean, it's like, you have this situation of like, do you risk going into an open area, or do you where you can easily see, or do you risk going through a forest where there could be who knows what hiding in the various places? Now, the snow map a snow map is essentially a mountain map. I kind of call it it's kind of codenamed the ridgeline, simply because that's what it is. It's a ridgeline, and meaning there are cliffs. There's lots of crevices. Is a lot of treacherous paths and whatnot. It does have a lot of forest, but it's a lot of like ice and whatnot. So even though it's a little harder to hide on, it can hold blizzards and whatnot too. So, and the thing is, blizzard is kind of essentially like, well, a blizzard. It's like fog, meaning it's when that happens. It's not only would it make because the temperature changes also have a negative impact on gun accuracy and everything. So essentially, whenever blizzard happens, it'll be very much harder to see, just in general, for both teams. Meaning, when that happens, you can really use that as a cover. Now, the post-apocalyptic map, very similar. It actually has sandstorms that can periodically blow through the map. And the way that it's set up is that there's a city that's actually inspired by Halo 3 ODST. It's inspired by that. So there's different sectors, and each sector / district is kind of separated by a wall. Now they're outside the city though is basically massive dunes. And the escapes though with the maps, not only can there be multiple escapes, not only are there multiple escapes on maps, there's multiple ways of doing them. So yes, one single escape on a map can have around 2 to 3 different ways of actually completing them. So there's more variety there. Now every map is going to have one escape that is specifically very easy to do, but it's very, very risky, because once it's activated, it acts as like a point of no return, meaning when you start it, you have to finish it, and at the same time, the entire enemy team gets alerted to it too. And the way that the progression system is going to work is that there will be level unlocks, but a lot of it will be challenge unlocks. Like, let's say you get to level 7. Well, the challenge unlocks are also like level locked. So if you want access to a certain set of challenges, each challenge actually has their own rewards tied to them, to each individual challenge. In order to actually do those challenges, you actually have to unlock the corresponding level. You'll have to reach a certain corresponding level in order to get access to do those challenges. So it's a real progression system. Now, the progression system for the survivors is also mostly challenge based. So is the creature team. But there's one singular difference between the progression system for creature players and the progression system for survivor players. The progression system for the creature players actually have it involves like points, special like RNA points that players get, meaning players get them by getting kills. Meaning, and what those points do is they specifically unlock, like, different cosmetics and whatnot. Like, not only would they unlock, like, different cosmetics, but they would also, when you reach a certain level, it actually unlocks a new section to that progression menu, meaning that there is a hybrid system, meaning there's proto-hybrids and then true hybrids. Now, only one player can play as a true hybrid in the base game. That is the alpha. The alpha is the 4-helix hybrid, where you can do a mutation, which is a 3-helix mutation, which you can unlock a 3rd-helix mutation, which basically kinda, you could say, provides certain upgrades, certain advantages and disadvantages, like pros and cons. And then the thing is, the alpha isn't just relegated to one singular creature. It can be different types of creatures. Like, it can be a Spino, it can be a Rex, it can be a Giga. It's just a specific thing. Is what the alpha is, just a specific type of mutation. And what that does is not 3 helix, it's 4. Meaning that with the 4-helix thing is there's different things. I mean, you can choose. Like, each hybrid kind of has their own specific signature ability with it. Now, I don't want to go over the specific abilities right now, but they're going to be pretty crazy, because this game isn't designed to have escapes handed to you. Thing is, it is not impossible for a solo player to win. It's designed specifically on the grounds of, like, you cannot rush. If you try to rush this game as Survivor, you will die. You cannot rush this game as Survivor because you will lose. Meaning, and on that aspect, basically, it really encourages hunting down players. For the base game, it really encourages hunting down actual players rather than camping objectives. The reason why Dead by Daylight and TCM and CodeName Game, the reason why they ultimately are starting to fail is because they lose their way. They lose their identity. The major criticism that I have had with those games, and what other people are starting to have too now, is the fact that those studios, they nerf the killer so badly that the survivors basically have way too big of an advantage in those games, where it basically where in CodeName Game, the October 2017 patch ruined the game. It ruined it so badly, like, to where the Jason players were getting stun locked over and over and over again. Like, every time they got hit with a bat, they'd get stunned, they'd fall down. When they got up, they would just be hit in the back again. Everyone ganged up on them, and they were just constantly hitting them with weapons and whatnot. And it was fun. And it wasn't fun. They couldn't physically do anything because they were held hostage by the other team. Because the other team's weapons, their buffs, their stats got buffed so badly that it actually broke the game. And it pissed the player off so badly that they actually harassed the developers so much that they ended up making a change several months later where Jason could no longer be stunned in rage mode, and that they also nerfed the durability on the weapons, and they also gave Jason infinite rage mode. Now, the problem is with these is that the developers, not all developers, but a lot of developers lose their way. They forget what the actual vision of the game is. They forget what type of game they're making. Meaning all these players that, let's say, play Survivor and they let's say they troll the killer, right? And they just dance around them, they make the killer rage quit. Those people don't actually want to play that type of game. What they really want to play is a hunting type of game. Like, think of Evolve. Like Evolve or Monster Hunter. They want to play a game where the hunter, where the victims, the people are empowered, where the killer is more of the victim. And that's kind of what Evolve is. That game that came out in 2015 is that there's one killer, there's one monster, and there's like a team of like 4 or 5 hunters, mercenaries, that they all had their own abilities, but it wasn't a horror thing really. Like, you could still kill, the whole point was to kill the monster, and the monster though could easily kill them, but it was always on the defensive, having to continuously ambush them and whatnot, right? There was one monster where it could have invisibility. Now, that's cool when it works in that type of game, because the maps were designed for it, the mechanics were designed for it. Like, the whole premise of Evolve was centered around hunting down the monster, and the monster has to kill the hunters and ambush the hunters without being killed. And the thing is, that is exactly what Survivor mains treat Dead by Daylight as. They treat Dead by Daylight as Evolve. They treat TCM as Evolve, when in reality, they don't want to play those games. What they really want is just another Evolve game. They just want another game that's like Evolve. So, what I'm doing, I'm not doing that. I am going to have a game. Thing is, I know we kind of call the game a horror game, but it's more of a terror game. Meaning its foundation is terror with horror elements. Meaning it is designed to be unnerving. It is designed to be like paranoia inducing. Like Alien Isolation, for an example, they call it a survival horror game, but it's actually more of a survival terror game with horror elements, because there's a lot of suspense to it. Like, especially later on in this game, like, you'll be in a certain section. You will not know exactly where the alien is, but you'll hear it in other rooms. You'll hear it, like, kind of like in the area, to where it's like, it's actually scary, because like, you don't know where it is. You don't know where it's going to go next and whatnot, and it could just come out of nowhere. And that's terror. That's primarily terror, and then the horror comes into play when it chases you. And that's why this game works so well, is that, and that's kind of the premise of like what the Project MesaZoic is going to be. It's going to be primarily terror based with horror elements, meaning the most calmest part of the match is going to be the mid game, because the mid game and the base mode is going to be the most calm. It's going to be where it's like after the initial spawning, about maybe 3 minutes in, it's going to be fairly calm. That's when you have enough a bit more breathing room to actually figure out and come up with a more thorough plan of like what you're going to do, what escapes are you going to go to, like where are you going to look for like certain items and certain parts to like fix stuff. But when the late game starts, that's when you have to get creative and innovative, because then there's no longer 7 survivors anymore. There's only about 4. There's only about 4. 4 is like the beginning of the late game. Mid game would be 5 and 6. Early game would be like 7. And then, so the late game, and then there's, I'd say that, because the thing is, every time I design things, I often imagine and visualize, like, how do most people play? What is the most likely thing they're going to do? Like, how are they going to use these items? How are they going to abuse these items? Etc., etc. Well, I'm thinking there could be a 4th stage, like a 4th and final stage. That's the smallest stage, and that could, and you know, I call that the end game stage. And the end game stage usually encompasses 2 people, 2 or 3 people. But it's probably I'd say it's probably more along the lines of 2. Because that means there's only around 2 people left. You have the other team looking for them. And that means they have to get really creative. And they have to actually... That means there's so much pressure on them, because if other escapes are being camped, then they can go for a different escape that can't be camped as hard, because especially like if because the crucial players, they would have to leave periodically to go check on other areas. So it kind of creates a situation of like, well, they can't check on, you know, the high risk one all the time. The high risk one is going to be the easiest. It's going to only require just restoring power. That's it. That's all you have to do, is just restore power to the facility, just enough power. I'm in my room right now, and I saw something at the like, I'm trying to stay on track, but a lot of crazy stuff. Like, I've seen some crazy stuff before, but yeah, something, I saw what looked like an ear sticking up at the edge of, like, popping up from the edge of the bed and whatnot, when my dog is right next to me. He's here. So it's like, I saw that and him within my field of view, but he was not there. It's like, okay. But the way that it's, the way that's designed is that there's, the high risk one, all you have to do is restore power, partial power to it, and it should be fine. Because then at that point, you have to start, yes, the entire team gets notified, but it's specifically designed where it can be done early game, mid game, or late game. Early game, just because there's 7 survivors early game and they do that escape doesn't mean that they're all going to escape. Because it creates the situation where effectively, the entire creature team is going to be notified. They can enter that locked off portion of the map. The thing is, when you do that escape, that is actually a section of the map that is locked off. Meaning you have to there's a small section of the map that you can gain access to by restoring power to it. But the other team, once power is restored to it, the other team can also have full access to it. Meaning that if 7 survivors go down that path, then that means the entire enemy team could literally chase them and straight up maul them before they even get to the edge, where it's like, it'd still be pressuring. Not only that, the survivor team will never spawn right next to it. They will always spawn at the furthest location away from it, or that escape specifically, every match will never spawn near the survivors. It will always spawn at the furthest away. And every match, the survivor spawn is completely random. Like, it can be the northeast, it can be the southwest, it can be the southeast. Like, it is completely random. Now, the same thing for the creature team. It's like they will never spawn in a location that's like where they're right up against the survivor spawn, but they will always spawn within a certain proximity. They'll always spawn within a certain vicinity, meaning that during the intro, they'll see the general area of where they spawn, but they won't know exactly where. They will just know a general area, like, oh, it's west, or oh, it's north, or oh, it's somewhere northeast. They won't be able to pinpoint exactly where. And what that does is it puts pressure on them immediately. So it's like, do you just wait? Do you just stay and try to loot as much as possible before leaving? Or do you just leave and kind of take your chances with looting the buildings? Now that's the island map. The Ridgeline map, the spawning is going to be completely different. The same with the post-apocalyptic map. Actually, the post-apocalyptic map, survivors already spawn in they can spawn in, their spawn is randomly in different sections, but the fourth map, it's they spawn in like different rooms and whatnot, like the thing is, thinking. Yeah. But like I said before, everything is still work in progress. It is it's not an alpha. It's not in late alpha. It's pre-alpha, meaning overall design is done for the most part. Just that a prototype is the next step, because everything else is already there. It's already pretty much designed. The hardest part though is actually getting this off the ground, because I've been paying out of my own money like around $300 to $400 a month just for a model with his animations. Now, it's taken a lot of money and a long time. Like, I've been working on this for months. Around a year, actually. And, it's one of those dream games. But what I can say is there are other projects that are planned after this. I also have DLC. Thing is, we also have DLC planned for this game afterwards, after it launches. Like, basically, the DLC is gonna be, it's gonna have a unique theme. It's going to be a part of the base game. There's also going to be DLC for the alternate mode as well. I mean, every time a DLC comes out, the DLC is going to have an overall theme. Like, whether it be a desert theme or a snow theme, like, it's going to have a very specific theme, but it's always going to be unique. It's always going to bring something new. But it's going to include a new map, like a set of new maps for, there's gonna come, a DLC is always gonna come with a new map for the base mode, and then a specific new map for the alternate mode. Rather be a variant of the base game map, or unique map entirely. Now, we haven't really thought of what to do. Because I've thought of, like, well, what if... I was thinking about what if we just decide to have it be paid deals, like a paid DLC map pack. Now, if that... Because I don't want to go the live service route, really. Because other studios have done live service, and their the way they've handled live service games is a mess. Like Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite launched with no content, literally just about nothing to do. In fact, Halo Infinite launched with a lot of content that you couldn't access because there's a lot of content that was done, it was finished in the game files, but it was locked off. You couldn't access it. Because that's what's shady about other studios, is they launch games with no content, and then they basically slowly release content that's already been finished. Basically, it's like they create a content-rich game, and then they only release about 10% of the game, and then they'll release the other 90% of the game over the next 5 years. They'll release the game in increments. That is not good. If they tried that crap 20 years ago with Halo 2 or Halo 3, Bungie would have been out of business. They would have gone bankrupt. The thing is, it was Halo 5 that really kick-started the whole live service trend. Because it was rushed. It launched with no content. And then 343 at the time decided, oh, well, why don't we just add the content later and release it as an update? Whereas it's free DLC, it's like, people were mad about that, and it was so bad that other games saw that, and then other studios decided to copy that, because then they were like, oh, well, how about we could be lazy? How about we be lazy too, so that way we don't have to actually put in the hard work to actually do anything. It's like, the problem is that all these big studios, they're not passionate about their games. They don't even care about their games. They don't even care about what they're trying to make. Like Activision, EA, Blizzard, they just don't care. I actually care about what I'm trying to make, what we're trying to get off the ground, because like you can even see this up on the website. Like you can see like not only all of the concept art, like the amount of care and passion and thought and hard work put into it all, but you can see the in-engine renders, the screenshots from in-engine, like work in progress screenshots and all that. Now, the thing is, it will have a very dynamic soundtrack. Now, kind of like how different killers have different themes, different chase themes. Dead by Daylight has its chase themes. Friday the Game does. Well, for this game, for Project MesaZoic, there will be chase themes. There will also be proximity music, but this is how that's going to function. Proximity music does not activate the moment you enter proximity of them. No. Thing is, if both players have a line of sight with each other, and one player, let's say the creature player starts moving towards them, and they both see one another, that's going to initiate the chase theme. Now, if the survivor player does not have a line of sight, and let's say the creature player is behind them, there's going to be no chase theme, but there is going to be a specific stinger if that player manages to sneak attack them. Now, the same thing goes for like if you break line of sight in a chase, the chase music will fade out after a little bit, but it will fade into a proximity theme, and then the proximity theme does not go away until the actual creature player leaves that proximity range. Now, the proximity range is dependent solely on how close the survivor player and the creature player actually are together. And once they leave that range, then the only way for music to actually begin again is for both players to have a line of sight again with each other, where they make line of sight contact, like basically line of sight contact with each other. I mean, both players have to see one another, and then specifically the other player, the creature player, will have to initiate a chase. I mean, they'll have to walk towards them or run towards them, and then it will start up again. And what that does, what's so nice about that type of system, is then that means that you can have moments where you can sneak up on a survivor player and take them out without them even being aware of it. You can stalk a player, what that opens the door to is if you're playing as a Utah Raptor, you can flat out stalk a player for as long as you want, and as long as they don't see you, they will not know. Now the way it's going to be different also is if they're in bushes, and let's say if the survivor player had a line of sight with the bush, but if you're within the bush completely, then it won't kickstart any music. So then it still has that thing, meaning they can literally go up to the bush and not really be paying attention to it, even though it's within their field of view, and they won't be alerted. And then that player that's hiding in the bush can come out and kill them. And then it was so cool because it opens the door for ambushes, silent takedowns, where it's like you can take out survivor players stealthily if you want to, or you can go on full brutalness and jump through a window or smash through a door and just cause absolute chaos and mayhem just to get them. It was nice though because like yeah. Also it would be there will be a Kickstarter and there will be different reward tiers for when that happens. Like there will be a crowdfunder once there's enough people, and there will be different reward tiers. There'll be reward tiers for like special collector's editions, posters. There'll be special collector's editions. There'll be special rewards too, like if you want to be featured into the game as a playable character or not, if you want like a plaque or something, or a reference, or even something as like a specific like pre-order skin where you get a set of specific patterns, where you basically get access to exclusive pre-order patterns that you can put on the different creatures and whatnot, as well as the cosmetics include different visual effects. Like there will be a mastery system where once you basically max, when you completely max out a creature player, you basically unlock a series of mastery challenges that you can complete, and it gives you a very unique set of not just a unique pattern, but also a visual effect too. Now, survivor players, they're gonna have their own cosmetics and whatnot, but also there'll be different survivors in different maps. There's also the customization option. There'll be more customization in this game than any other asymmetrical survival horror game out there. I'm talking about you can change your hairstyles, you can change the eyewear, the glasses, you can choose between hats or no hats. You can have shirts, pants, gloves, boots, bracelets, necklaces, tattoos. Thing is, that's more customization than any other game out there, meaning there's gonna be a lot of room for player expression. You know, we can't really get this game off the ground without you guys, so it'd really be nice if you guys would drop a like on some of the other videos and share them, because we cannot do this without a community, and we really, really value you and your support, and really do mean a lot to us. You may not mean that much to Activision or many other studios, but you do mean a lot to us on what we're trying to do here. So it's like, I think that basically calls it. But I will be doing more streams in the future as like community check-ins, like behind the scenes stuff. So I mean, if you're interested in like progress and things like that, then just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and maybe just follow us on the website, and you'll be able to stay up to date with anything, you know, Mesazoic related. The thing is, the title Mesazoic, that's just a code name. It's not the actual name, of course, but it's a title. It's codenamed because I do have a name for it, but that name will be revealed later when things really kick off. And thing is, the fact that we have 7 models and animations, I can see this really kicking off in the next few months, or even next year, because it took a long time to get here, a lot of money to get here. But I will see you guys next time.